Hi everybody, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well and having yourself a beautiful day. Before I start today's video, I firstly want to say Happy New Year. Yes, it's 2025. The last time I uploaded a video was last year, 2024, just before Christmas. And I hope and believe you had a wonderful time with family and friends. You enjoyed your Christmas and you crossed over well to a new year, to this beautiful year. And I want to wish you all the best and all the blessings. And may you have a wonderful year. May you have a blessed year. So I thought, why not start the year with a plant house tour, right? I haven't done one of those in a long time, and simply because it requires time. Which I don't always have. I've got over, let me not say over, but I've got about plus minus 400 plants. And so that takes a lot of time to record. It takes a lot of time to So what I've many times done in the past when I don't have time to record, please excuse the lighting. I mean, the sun goes and comes and goes and comes. I don't know what's going on today. We might get some rain, I hope. I don't know. We'll see. But that's exactly what just happened now. You see, it's coming back again. But nonetheless, so what I've done in the past when I don't have time to do a house tour, which I haven't done in a long time, I then will do like a section of the house at the time and do a tour of that part of the house or that room or that lounge and which is nice. I love it when that is also nice. I mean, when you just focus on just a certain part of the house as a tour, but house tours, a full house tour is also lovely if you have time. So I hope I'll be able to do my entire house. I mean, I've got plants in every part of my house, every room of my house. Where I'm sitting, we're gonna start right here where I'm sitting. I'm in my music corner. Really, it's called a corner because this room is shaped like that. It's really like a V. It's a corner. It's just a nook. There's a lot that hope happens in this room. It's a music room. It's my I've got an office corner also in it. I've got a reading nook where I'm sitting right now. It's like a reading nook. You'll see there's like a bookshelf and and all that. So and it's also a gym. I'm telling you, everything happens in here. And I don't know if I mentioned it's also a music room, I must say it's one room or one corner of the house where I've got a lot of plants, where there's a lot of plants. So I'm gonna start there and work my way out to the bedrooms. So let's get right into it. I don't have much time. Like I say, time is a thing. I need to take my son to a cricket practice in an hour's time. So let's see what I can do with this hour, right? Alrighty, we're gonna start right here where I was sitting. You will see that some of the plants are the same kind of plants, so I'm not gonna dwell in them. I'm just gonna really run through. The idea is to just show you the kind of plants I have in my house. So starting here, I've got this ficus Benjamin, but let's maybe start right on top. You know me, if you know me and you follow me, you would know that I love monsteras. So this is Monstera deliciosa, loving it. It's right there on my kitchen counter, and right beneath it, I've got this ficus Benjamin, and it's loving it here. I love this plant, I really do. And above it, I've got a sweetheart, philodendron heart-shaped leaf, and it's doing well. It's trailing, enjoying life. It's getting, you can see it gets bright light throughout the day. And right on this bookshelf of mine, which my husband bought for me, I'm just gonna get in there and hopefully, yeah, hopefully you can see. Hopefully you can see. We've got this. It's a vine. I need to remember the name of it, but it's a vine. Alrighty, this is a vine. It's Muhelen Bakia. I don't even know if I'm saying it well. It's one of the plants my husband got for me. I love it. So yeah, it is in this beautiful trellis. He got it for me for Christmas. Yeah, I hope to keep it alive for a long time. And right next to it is another plant my husband bought for me. I've got quite a few of these, which he bought for me. And this is your bonsai. It's a ficus also. Yeah, loving where it is. It gets bright light. It even gets some sun at some time. Some time of the day it gets some sun. And right at the bottom, if I do this, I'm just gonna sit here and hopefully you can see. Right here I've got golden pothos, which is trailing. I have it trailing all the way, and I made it, I mounted it on this steel shelf. And right next to it here, this is my ivy, English ivy. And yeah, this is what I've got here. And right on the floor, you'll see on the floor, I have, this is my Boston fan. I'm just gonna, let's do this. Yeah, this is better. Right next to the Benjamin ficus is my Boston fan. You'll see there next to the chair. And then on the window, I have my marble queens together. In the middle there is my golden pothos, and again marble queen. And like I said, you see that some of the plants really are the same. And I've got this beautiful heart-shaped leaf, which I put on this moss pole. If you follow me on Instagram, I don't know if I uploaded a video on YouTube, but yeah, when I did this big moss pole, I had to join a few moss poles together. And yeah, it was either I chop it or I extend the moss pole, and I did it. I extended the moss pole, and my kids were laughing and saying, "Mom, from here, you can't go anywhere else. You're gonna have to chop it from here." And look at it. Look how grown it. It has grown so much. It has outgrown the moss pole, and I decided not to chop it. I'm gonna have it trail around the house. We'll see how far we go with it, but it's loving life. It's enjoying life. No complaints at all. And right next to it, I've got this beautiful philodendron. I don't know the name. Please, if you know the name, let me know in the comments down below. But it's loving life. It has attached on the moss pole I've made for it, and yeah, and look how beautiful it looks. I mean, it's continued to give me new growth. There's another new growth coming out there. This one just opened not long ago, and yeah, no complaints at all. And right next to it, it's my golden pothos, which I've also put on a wooden plank a while ago, and it has outgrown this plank. I need to decide whether I'm adding a plank to it or I'm chopping it. I haven't decided yet, honestly. And it is growing. Even at the back, you'll see there's other vines. I don't know if you can see, but there's other vines which have attached themselves at the back of this plank. And right next to it, I've got this cactus, this succulent. I don't know the name, but I love it. I really do. And there's a video I made where I had to repot this thing, and it was not easy. But here it is. It's still alive, enjoying life, and no issues at all. And right next to it, I've got my begonia, my first begonia. And I thought I killed this plant. And I'm glad to say I didn't kill it. I've got more new growth coming up. And yeah, I think I've gotten a hang of it now, what it likes, what it doesn't like. It was my first, I think the first one I killed, and this was the second one. So I think I've gotten the hang of it now. I know what to do with them now. Here's another. I even was brave enough to go get more begonias. After knowing what to do with this one, it gave me the courage to buy more. Here is more. They are in flower, in bloom at the moment. They're flowering at the moment. Look at those beautiful, tiny little flowers. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so much. All of them are in flower. Oh, well, except this one. But all these ones are flowering at the moment. And we're going to go around. We're going to go around, and right next to same corner where this heart-shaped leaf is, we've got my Monstera deliciosa. You'll begin to see what I mean by saying I love this plant. And that is enjoying life amongst other plants. And another plant which I put on a moss pole, which is about to grow, the moss pole I've given, is this beautiful plant, which is Philodendron Adoncinae. It's about to outgrow this moss pole, and I need to decide, do I extend the moss pole or do I chop it? So I haven't decided. With all my plants which are on moss poles, I haven't decided. So I haven't decided. We're still okay for now. But you can see that before you know it, it would have outgrown this. So I need to decide what I want to do with this situation right here. But otherwise, it's loving life. And right here, just gonna tilt my camera that you can see. Right here, I've got my Philodendron Prince of Orange, which is enjoying life also. It's getting bright light throughout the day and morning sun. And right behind it, I have your variegated rubber plant. And I love it so much. I love this. My husband bought for me. I love it. I love it. It's very special. He bought it for me. Whenever he goes out to the shops and he sees a plant he likes for me, or he wants to buy for me, he brings it home. I mean, how sweet is that? That's absolutely sweet. So I've got quite a few plants which he has bought for me, and I love them so much. And my prayer and my desire is that I'll be able to keep them alive for a long time. And that's one of them amongst many. Let's see if I do this. Yeah. Maybe let's finish with the plants on the floor. I don't even know how this video is going, honestly. I hope it's not all over the place, because when you've got plants everywhere, you don't quite know where to position your camera and how to position your camera. But nonetheless, I hope you can see everything. This is my other begonia, your polka dots begonia. And this is the second one. This one, my husband bought it for me. This one, my husband bought it for me. And it came at the time where I had just figured out how to take care of it with the other one. And this one never suffered. It's just growing. It's enjoying life. No issues. Just gonna pick it up. No issues at all. Look how beautiful it is. I mean, no issues at all. I just gave it these stakes so that I can stake up I can stake it up, that it have something to lean on. And right here next to the piano, just gonna do this. I've got this beautiful, I need to remember the name of this plant, but it's a philodendron, something dark, but it's a philodendron. Please, if you know the name, it's just slipped my mind. Please let me know in the comments down below. But it's a beautiful, beautiful philodendron. I want to actually bring you closer that you can see what I'm talking about. It's absolutely beautiful. It's dark. It's got this maroonish color coming through the dark green. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I really do. And those are the plants on the floor, this side of the music room. Those are the plants on the floor. Now, above, I've got this table on the corner here in this nook, and on it I've got this. Here's another plant I don't know the name too. You realize that some of the plants I really don't know the names, or the names for them, simply because some of them our plant shops don't give the name. They don't write names. So I need to actually take time and really take a picture and just search, because there's a way to actually find the names out. Oh, just a minute. Yeah, I was struggling a bit there with my tripod. But then this, I think it's a philodendron. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's a philodendron. Please, if you know, let me know on the comments down below. That's what I like. One of my favorite things with doing house tours is, you know, we educate each other. Whenever when I don't know names of the plants, I've got people commenting and giving me the names, and that helps a lot. It really does. There's plants I didn't know their names, and I got to know their names through this channel just by doing a house tour or a room tour. And yeah, someone saw the plant and knew what it was, and they helped me out and gave me the name. So if you do know the name, I really appreciate it. And this is my crouton. This is my first ever crouton I ever owned for years. And I will do a video of my oldest plants, which I collected years ago, and this is one of them. Funny that there was a time when I started with it where I thought I would kill it, but to my surprise, it has survived so many incidents with me. Trials of learning and all of that, and here it's still here, and I've gotten a hang of it. I know what it likes, and trust me, I don't move it away from that spot. I keep it there, and it's loving life now. No issues. That's my crouton. And next to the crouton, I've got anthurium. I love anthuriums. Yeah, unfortunately, our garden shops don't sell many varieties of anthuriums. They only have, this kind. I wish they had more varieties. I look forward to days where you'll walk into a plant shop and it's got more varieties anthurium wise. But nonetheless, I love what I've got. I'm not complaining. And behind these plants, I've got this succulent. I think it's an aloe. I think it's an aloe. I might be very wrong, but I love it. Again, I don't know the name really, and it didn't have a name when I bought it. And yeah, so we have basically done this part of the room. So we're gonna go up. Right, we've just finished this section of the room. Now we're gonna go up. This is another anthurium. It's just a baby one. It's just a bambino one, and it's loving life there. And again, marble queen, and it's enjoying life, getting sun and bright light throughout the day. And then here I've got my Hoya canosa, which is enjoying life. One of my oldest plants, is very old, this plant. I've never changed the pot it's in. I don't know what's going on in there. I won't be surprised if it's pot bound. I really one day have to sit down and really check what's going on in my canosas, my Hoyas, because I've never transplanted them ever since I bought them. And they're not complaining either. And I've made myself these shelves. Let me know what you think. This is a DIY plant shelf I did myself. All I did was take these boards and drill holes and put a rope through it, and there we go. We had a plant shelf. And the first shelf, on the first shelf, this side, I have a alocasia. Right there, that's alocasia. And right in front of it, I've got a philodendron siloam. And then I've got, this is my hastatum silver. Yeah. And then on the bottom shelf, I've got my Christmas cactus, and I've got my scindapsus, and I've got my Rojo Congo philodendron. Absolutely beautiful. I love this plant, and I love the way it grows. You know, it's got such character, you know. And right next to it, I've got my my mother-in-law's tongue. There's another name for it. And then this one is another Christmas cactus, and my pilia is enjoying life. I mean, look at that, how beautiful is all this. And I love how it's growing. I used to want to put a stake and have them straight and everything, and I stopped, and I actually decided to allow it to do its thing. And I like how it has curled up and decided to look for sun. Well, I had put it at some place where it was looking for sun the whole time until I moved it here. And I love how it actually just, look at that. For me, that's art. So I took out all the stakes, and I decided to allow it to do its thing. And I love how it is. And up there is another fan. It looks like a blue star fan, a family of a blue star fans. Just this one is not like yeah, it's a different kind. The color is different compared to the other one. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then this one is your variegated Hoya canosa. Again, it's, you know, it's one of those that I mentioned that I need to actually check what's going on in the soil, because I've never ever repotted these plants. And right there is my, I'm not gonna say much, but that's my golden pothos, which is doing amazingly well. It goes all the way down, trailing all the way down. And on this shelf, we've got my Boston fern, which I divided in 3 parts not long, a while ago actually, and it survived that division, and it's doing very well. And beneath it, in there, if I can get my camera in there, basically, I've got another fan, which I don't quite know the name, but it's a beautiful fan. I love it, and that's what's there. And right on the next shelf, I've got this, just gonna come closer. I've got a name here because sometimes you forget these things. It's Philodendron Birkin. Ever since I moved it here, it has maintained its color. It was beginning to lose its color, reverting to green. And then I moved it to the shelf where I get a bright light throughout the day, and it started maintaining its color and growing beautifully, and I'm glad I did that. And then here's another philodendron, which is enjoying life and growing beautifully. And right at the bottom shelf, I've got Calathea, which I almost gave up on. I struggled a lot with this Calathea, but you can see it has given me new growth. If you ignore the old growth, these are all new growth, you know. It gave me so much hope just to see new growth come up, because I almost gave up on it. Excuse the lighting, I just want to finish the plants on the wall. This is my Philodendron Brazil, and next to it is your heart-shaped leaf. And then if you look here, the lighting is so, yeah, not so great because the sun is reflecting. But then that's my Hoya canosa, the variegated one. And then when you look up there, another beautiful golden pothos, which is trailing all the way. And next to it, there's a shelf here again, which I did myself. Oopsie. Oh, Lord. Which I did myself. And I've got this beautiful, I need to remember the name. It's like a fishbone, something. Yeah, something fishbone. Yeah. And next to it, I've got this Chinese evergreen, and then I've got this mother-in-law's tongue. And here's another Scindapsus, which has grown so much all the way down, and is doing absolutely well. Another golden pothos and another philodendron heart-shaped leaf. And on my table, on my work table, I've got this beautiful areca plum, and then this lovely arrowhead plant, and again anthurium. This one still has flowers on it, and then another philodendron, you know, which are propagated, and Boston fern, you know. So we're gonna go to the floor. We've done the walls. Now we're gonna go to the floor. Okay, I've got this birds of paradise plant here, and it's loving the spot where it is. And right next to it, I've got alocasia, as you can see. And next to alocasia, like I told you, I went wild when I realized I can actually take care of begonias, and I went and I collected a few different kinds. There's another one, and here's another one, and all of them are in bloom. There's just flowers everywhere, you know, and I love it. And right above it, I've got this ficus, which is variegated and is loving life. Is one of my oldest plants, very old, and is still going strong. And next to it is philodendron. I think this is imperial green, and it's loving life, and it's one of my oldest plants also. You can see how that I've lost leaves over the years, and I almost gave up on this plant, and I'm glad I didn't. And it's like it's like it came back to life in a beautiful way, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, we're done with this part of the house. You can understand why I call it a corner. It's because of how it is shaped, but those are all the plants in this part of the house. And now we're gonna look at this side of the house. This is my dining area. Please excuse me, I haven't packed away my Christmas stuff yet. I need to do that, but we'll do that soon. On top of my dining table, I've got my peace lily, Big Mama peace lily, and I love it. It's loving life. Yeah, it is loving life. My son was busy here. This is his things that are on the table, Lego and laptops and all that. He was busy here. But yeah, this is my lovely peace lily. I cannot imagine it anywhere else in the house. This has always been its spot. It continues to flower. You can see we flowered a while ago. I leave it for them to dry that I can pull them out. And here's another flower. Every time one dies, one comes up, which is so beautiful. And we're just gonna come here. Here's another peace lily. You will know that another plant which I love so much is peace lily. It's also flowering, it's in bloom. They're always in flower, my peace lilies. And here's another golden pothos. I'm not gonna say much about that. And here on this glass table, I've got my terrariums, which I love so much. I keep on changing them up or adding something or pulling something out. And sometimes it's because it's dead or it's no longer doing well, or it has I feel like it has taken over and I pull it out. But these are all my terrariums. I must do a video just on terrariums to show you the terrariums I have and what I have in them. They're all open terrariums. They're not closed. Yeah, and the only thing that's not a terrarium here is this beautiful calathea. It's called Tinanthe setosa, I think. Tinanthe, Calathea tinanthe, and I love it. It is, again, one of the oldest plants I have. Yeah, and it's loving life where it is. Another peace lily on this side. You can see I've got one on that side, and I've got one on this side, and a philodendron siluum right in the middle. And right here, I've got my golden pothos. I mean, if I were to test you on trailing plants, which I have the most, I'm sure you will definitely pass this one. And on this windowsill, I've got my succulents. That's all I've got here. So yeah, that's what's going on in my dining room. And this is more like my entrance area. It's right at the entrance. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit dark, but I hope you can see. But yeah, it's right at the entrance. I've got this ficus Benjamin, which is, I recently, not long ago, moved it here. So it's still climatizing. I must say, I don't think it liked the move much because I lost a few leaves. But I'm hoping that it will adjust to this corner. Yeah, it's not usually this dark, but because of the weather today, yeah, it is a bit dark because of how the weather, we don't have that bright, nice sun today. It's in between. And right here, I've got my this is my philodendron. I think this is, I don't know. I don't know if it's Rojo Congo. I'm not quite sure. It might be Rojo Congo. I think it's Philodendron Rojo Congo. But anyway, please, if I'm wrong, correct me on the comments down below. I'd love that. And right here, I've got a beautiful pot of, no, I can't pick it up because it's got water in the saucer, so I'm going to mess everything everywhere up. But it's a beautiful pot of, what do you call this? Philodendron heart-shaped leaf. And right here is my big mama peace lily, which is also in flower, and it's loving the spot where it is. And yeah, that's what I've got at my entrance. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this pot I'm talking about of philodendrons, and I love it. I really do. I created it for this pot exactly. And this is our TV room. Yeah, this is our TV room. I'm gonna start this side of the room and work my way out. What I have in here, again, one of my oldest plants is this beautiful, beautiful umbrella plant. You know, it has been through a lot. At some point it had scales. There was a time I felt I was wondering if I'll be able to actually, you know, eradicate them, but I managed by the grace of God to eradicate them. And here it is, still happy, no issues at all, and no scales. And here's my plant wall. If you follow me if you are not new to this channel, you will know that I revamped this wall. Before it was terracotta pots, which was amazing to have, but my problem with having had terracotta pots here was that they dry out so quickly, and if we are traveling, this will be the first thing that goes dry on me, because it was small pots, you know. So I decided to change things up and give it these are plastic pots, because I can't use ceramic on this. You know, I need something light, not heavy. So I use these plastic pots. They don't have drainage holes. I planted directly into them, and it has made my life so much easier. They take a while to dry and no issues at all. And yeah, and they actually have adjusted quite well to this system, to this new system. Some have struggled and some have done very well. And I've added a few which are new. I mean, I didn't have this monstera here. This is new. And this fan is new. This is a blue star fan. It was never here. This asparagus fan was never here. So these three plants were never here. The rest were always here. And they've adjusted well to this new system. And I am grateful for that. And on this other side of the couch, I've got this beautiful areca plum, one of my oldest plants, and it's loving life, enjoying life. And right next to it is this tiny little I think it's what is it? I'll get the name. I know the name. It will come back to me. It's a fan. It will come back to me. And this is alocasia. One of the alocasias I've harvested from outside, and it's doing very well. And this one here, I've got the name. If I can maybe get the name for you, because I don't know it off by heart. I'm gonna try and get it. It's in the soil. So this is Ficus umbellata. So that's what it is, Ficus umbellata. I love this plant. My husband bought it for me, and I almost lost it twice to spider mites. I've never had spider mites in my whole plant life. As a plant collector, I've never had spider mites until I brought this plant in my house, and for the first time I had spider mites, and I didn't even know I had spider mites until the plant was not doing well. It was going yellow and things were not doing so great, and I decided to really look at it, and I realized there's more happening here than a plant being dry. And yeah, there it was, spider mites. And all I did actually was just mix neem oil and a dishwashing liquid with water and sprayed the entire plant up and left it for a while, and then redid it again, and then it was gone. It was fine, and not long after that they were back. But now we're over it. I think we really are now over it. I keep check of it. I clean it every week, and yeah, to make sure that I don't experience that again. And right next to it, it's tough because it's plants behind plants and all that. But right next to it is that, I think that's a Dracaena. Is it Dracaena? Well, I'm not sure. But it's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. Yeah, I love it. And then we've got our fig leaf plant, and again anthurium. Look at those beautiful red flowers, and then right there Brazil, and then we've got our alocasia. Yeah, and that's it. That's what we've got at this corner, or at this, from this excuse, my daughter is lying there on the couch, but that's what we've got here, you know, on this wall all the way to that corner. And above my TV stand, I've got my another areca plum, and then again philodendron heart-shaped leaf and Chinese evergreen, a different variety. And here's another one again, and then you can see I've kept a certain theme up there, you know. And then on this side of the room, here's another Brazil, and then in there is my peace lily. You know, those flowers are on their way out, but I've enjoyed them while I had them. And then that's your philodendron silurm. And right at the bottom there, I've got my ficus, which was my first ficus, which I chopped down and then I propagated it. And I'll show you the baby. It's taller and bigger, and this one is still coming along because I really did a drastic chop to it. And but it took it well, and it has branched out, which is amazing for me. And I don't know if I can show you, but I don't know if you can see. Can you see that it has branched out? And that, for me, that's what I was trying to encourage. And here's another philodendron orange, Prince of Orange. And here's another one of those variegated rubber plants. And yeah, so that's what I've got this side of the room. Oh, there goes the lighting again. You know, it's not nice when that happens, but nonetheless, That's what's happening here. And on my coffee table, I've minimized. I used to have more than 6 plants on this coffee table, and just a few days ago I redid the plants that are here and minimized them. But all I've got here really is your peperomia. That's it. And oh, bird's nest fan. This is a bird nest fan. That's what it is. And it's the same as that one. Just this one is the same as this one. Yeah, it's just that this one's got this curly edges on it. And then here's my new find. Recently I went to a plant shop and I came across this beauty. I hope I kept the name of it. Please tell me. Again, another plant without a name, but nonetheless, and it's a variegated one. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So if you know the name, please let me know on the comments down below. But I love it. It has to be right here on my coffee table. Why not? And lastly, this corner of the room, I've got this beautiful, another plant my husband bought for me. Is this beautiful, beautiful, I think it's Dracena, to be honest. But let's see, what do they call it? Songs of Jamaica, Pleomil. That's what the name. That's the name. And then I've got this beautiful Monstera Deliciosa. Yeah, Big Mama. And then next to it, right on this beautiful wooden frame, I've got this beautiful, again, one of my oldest Hoya canosa. You must know that these Hoyas, I bought them all at the same time. So yeah, and it's doing great. No issues. So that's it. That's this part of the house. That's this part of the house. Now I'm going to take you to the kitchen and then the bedrooms. With my kitchen, I don't have so many plants. Honestly, there's not so many plants with my kitchen, just a few. So to someone, I'm sure they'll say it's a lot, but for me, it's a few. I feel like I still need more. But I've got this beautiful, I always forget this plant's name, to be very honest. Please let me know down below. That's what I've got here. It's a propagation of mine and it's doing amazingly well. And here's another heart-shaped leaf, which I chopped. Actually, I didn't chop. It's a stems that broke when I was extending that moss pole. And I need to plant these because they have propagated so well. Look at those roots. They really have propagated so well. And above it is my golden pothos and my Scindapsus right next to each other. And on this windowsill, all I've got is it's really propagations. What's here, it's really propagations. This is a philodendron. It's a propagation also. And here's another propagation, Zizi. And it's doing very well. Look at that. It's doing very well. It's a propagation of mine. And here's another philodendron. It's also a propagation and it's doing well. Here's if you follow me on Instagram, I did a video where I was chopping my umbrella plant and there it propagated so well. I actually need to transplant it into soil now. And then here's another propagation of mine. So it's really a propagation station simply because I'm always in the kitchen. You can never forget about them, and they get warmth here. This is where I cook, and also bright light throughout the day. So yeah, this is really just a propagation station. Honestly, nothing more. Everything you see here is propagated. And from water to soil. Alrighty, and we're gonna go to the other side of the kitchen. Alrighty, here I have my peace lily. It's a bambino one. Yeah, and that's all I've got at this corner. And it's my laundry room this side. I don't have much plants in here, though I want to have a whole lot because of the sun I get in here and the warmth. This room is warm. I mean, I've got a tumble dryer in here. I've got an oven in here. So this room gets quite warm, and you can see we get afternoon sun in here. So yeah, here it's your, what do you call this, your English ivy, which is loving life, no issues at all. And right on this windowsill is all my jades. As you can see, that's all jades. And right here again, that's my succulents. These are my aloes and my speckboom, and and all that. And again, these are my propagations, which I feel they need sun. And this is where they all are, and they are loving life. Everything you see on this window, I propagated it. Everything is propagation on this windowsill. And here, I just saved this monstera from root rot. I actually need to cut this off. Let's see if I can do that like this. There we go. So yeah, look at that. Not nice. So I'm hoping it will recover. The roots didn't look so bad, actually, I must say. I caught it right on time. And this is a propagation. I recently just did it. This is also a propagation. I recently just did it. It's just cuttings. I let them callus and I put them in soil. I didn't do them from water. I put them directly in soil. And yeah, and that's a philodendron. And again, that plant, I always forget the name too. But nonetheless, that's what's happening in this side of the kitchen. Not much. And obviously my propagation spider plant, and again another plant my husband bought me, the same one, that one I was showing you on that beautiful trellis. He bought me this one also, and I'm glad it's alive. But that's what's happening in this side of the kitchen. Nothing much. So yeah, so I'm going to take you to the other side of the kitchen, which is just this corner, this shelf corner. Really, there's not much happening here. Another heart-shaped leaf, obviously your mother-in-law's tongue, and that's wax ivy and peperomia and enjoy, and another propagation of mine, that's a monstera, and there's your golden pothos, and that's your Hoya, another propagation of mine. So really there's not much happening on this shelf. I'd like to be more than that, but it is what it is at the moment. And we're gonna start with this bedroom. These are the plants I have in here. This used to be my daughter's room, and she moved out of this room to another room in the house, which is much bigger than this one. But these are the plants I have in here. Again, there's your Hoya canosa on the wall there, and there's your philodendron Brazil, and that's your fan. I love it. I don't know if it's a rabbit foot fan. I think so. And there's your bird's nest fan, and there's your Boston fan, and oh my goodness gracious. Let's see if we can do this. This is your philodendron micans, which is doing amazingly well. And that's your Scindapsus. And on this shelf, on this plant shelf, really I just have a few plants on it. That's your Monstera deliciosa, Areca plum, Roger Congo, just quite a few plants, nothing new, and then enjoying this room. This room gets morning light, morning sun actually, and right into afternoon sun, like a good part of the afternoon, and from until 1 o'clock, I think, which is nice, And down here I've got my bambino fiddle leaf fig, which is doing absolutely amazing. And obviously, you cannot have a room without a golden pothos. And we are in my son's room, and nothing much has changed in here. This is the philodendron, which I keep on chopping up, and that's his peace lily, and that's the arrowhead plant. I have, if you remember, I took off most of the plants of the window, which has brought in so much light into this room because there were too many plants on the window, and all I left is this ivy. And then on the windowsill is just your jade and this beautiful plant I don't know the name to. He recently bought it, he loves it. And there's Hoya canosa, which is a propagation. I mean, all these are propagations and they're doing so well. There's a philodendron, and there's a monstera, and your Chinese evergreen, and another jade, and another succulent he bought for himself long time ago, and it's just staying alive. That's what's happening here. It's staying alive. And up here I've got my his spider plants. The only spider plant in the house that is thriving, has never given me issues. Look at those babies. It is thriving, no issues at all. And this is your Brazil. Look how beautiful and lush it is. It's in a tiny little pot, trust me when I say. And then that's your alocasia, and obviously his what do you call it, what do you call this, heart-shaped leaf, which I had spread around his art wall because I didn't want to cut it. And this side of the wall we've got another heart-shaped leaf which is growing on the wall, and monstera in water, and one that is recently just attached itself on the wall, which I'm super excited of. And then obviously your pilia and his terrarium with the umbrella plant, and this beautiful succulent which I don't know the name of. But that's what's going on in Jonathan's room, you know. Alrighty, we are in Offence's room. When she changed rooms and moved to this room, she asked me if she could move with the plants which she had in her room to this room, and I understood why. She has grown attached to them, she loves them, and I said, why not? I said, why not? And we did exactly that. All these plants were in her previous bedroom, and I can understand why. And it's such a joy for me as a person who's collecting plants and who loves plants as a parent, to see your children fall in love with what you love. And the plants I've put in their room, they have grown to love them and grown to look after them, learn how to look after them and care for them. And they now call them their plants. I mean, it's their plants. When I put them in their room, I was actually saying to them, this is for you. Literally, I said to them, this is for you. And they embraced it, and they love them, and they've kept them alive. They've learned how to look after them. Yes, we've lost the plant or two over time, but they really have learned how to look after them. And believe me when I say, I started them off with propagations. I didn't go to the shop and buy, and these plants are now matured and large and big. I mean, look at this philodendron. Would you believe when I say it was first a propagation? And and this is where we are today. And even the spider plant, and we can maybe start here. This is a spider plant, also started off as a propagation, and look how amazing it looks. And those are babies, and that's her enjoy, which looks far much better than mine. It loves it. My big concern, and this is her philodendron, which I don't know the type. And obviously this, I recently gave them this baby spider, a baby monstera, their first monstera in soil, because the first monstera is in water. This one is in soil. I recently just gave them one in soil. This is the one that has grown in water and they love it. And this is obviously your arrowhead plant, and obviously another propagation of a heart-shaped leaf there trailing on her display cabinet. And that's your Amigo Marcelo, peperomia, and another spider plant, which is a propagation, and we hope it will do just as well. And there's a Boston fern. She's had this fern for a long time, and believe me when I say it's one of her own collections. She bought it herself. They take along with me when I go to the plant shop, and when they see something they love, they buy it. This one is struggling, and I think I need to take it out of a terracotta pot because it dries up so quickly and then it's not happy. And we might have to even move it to her table. I'm going to do that now to give it more light, and I think it will appreciate being here where it can get more light by the window. And this is another edition of hers. Recently she bought herself this orchid. I mean, how cute is this? This is absolutely cute. I think it's absolutely adorable. She loves orchids, and that's her first orchid. And this was a terrarium, an open terrarium, which I made for her, which I can't call a terrarium anymore because it has outgrown. It used to be right in there, you know, not sticking out the glass, and now look how far. This is where the glass is, and this is how big this plant is. So yeah, this is umbrella plant, and you know, so yeah. And obviously your arrowhead plant, and this is one of her own collections, is a succulent. She loves this succulent. She calls it Lucy. Yeah, and her jade, I propagated that for her. That's what's at her desk. And obviously this alocasia, and this propagation I made for her. He struggled a bit with the move. You must understand, when these plants moved, they were coming from a room where she gets morning sun throughout, a good morning sun throughout the whole entire morning, and coming to this room where she doesn't get as much sunlight through, but at least there's 2 windows in here. So that's one plant that I know has struggled a bit. As for the rest of them, have done well. But yeah, this is what's going on in her room. And if you look here, yes, she still have her dollhouse. I think she'll one day pass it on to her daughter. She loves this. We bought her this when she was turning 7. No, turning 8. Was it 8? Yeah, she was turning 8. Was it 8? Yeah, 8 or 7. I think 8. And this is her Hoya canosa, a variegated one. Propagation, another. All of this, like I said, it's all propagation, but they're no longer, we can't call them that anymore because they're matured, full grown, well, matured plants now. You know, they've passed that stage where we can still call them propagations, but that's how they started. This is hair Brazil. I mean, looking just as beautiful as Jonathan's one. Absolutely amazing, getting the light it needs. And this is her string of pearls, the only string of pearls I'm left with in the house. Hers is doing amazingly well. Mine, they flourished for the time I've had them, and over time they said goodbye. You can see that it's a bit bare on the top there, but otherwise it's doing amazingly well. Look at that. That is beautiful. And this is her peace lily. This is her peace lily, and next to her peace lily is this beautiful pilia. And I love how what it is doing is looking for the light, so it did exactly what mine is doing. And she's got babies. How amazing that. Can you believe that this pilia, I harvested it from mine, and now it's giving me babies? So yeah, so that's Offence's bedroom. Alrighty, and I am in their bathroom. There's not much happening in their bathroom except for this beautiful, there's a few plants, but not much. This beautiful Dracena, which handles low light so well. It continues to grow, no issues at all. I've put it in this glass vase, which makes life easy to water. Yeah, but nonetheless, that's what's happening by their sink. And when you look up their shower, what I have here is really just philodendron heart-shaped leaf. That's a row of philodendron heart-shaped leaves. They're doing absolutely amazing. They're loving life. I mean, I don't have issues in here. I want to add more plants in this bathroom, but obviously I need something that works, because I need something that will work for them. I don't want them to struggle or to have to care too much about my plants when they have to come in here and shower or bath or whatever. But the other thing I have here is just this setup of, above the tub is just a setup of what do you call it, golden pothos propagations. Look at those roots. I love this setup. Absolutely beautiful and simple, but beautiful. Alrighty, now we are in my bathroom. Above my tub, this is above my tub, I've got this beautiful plant wall situation going, and obviously together with floor plants. That's what I've got going on here. I'm gonna try and come closer. It's really just a collection of pothos and philodendrons, and I've got also Chinese evergreen there, and Monstera deliciosa there. Golden pothos, Brazils, heart-shaped leaf. Yeah, that's what's going on there. And then this is a cutting from a propagation which did very well and took very well, of my ficus fiddle leaf fig. My fiddle leaf fig, which I cut from my mother plant, and this is how well it has done. So that's what's there in the middle. And then I've got your bird's nest fan, and my bamboo palm, and obviously blue star fan, and behind the blue star fan is a Monstera deliciosa. That's what I have above my bathtub. Love it. I enjoy and love taking baths here. It feels like a forest. It's not quite there yet. I haven't achieved what I want to achieve with this space quite yet. And below my tub, you'll see that my tub is there. And below my tub, I've got this beautiful Monstera, which I've had for years. I've taken so many cuttings from this plant, and it's doing well, no issues at all. And then I've got also this lovely money plant, which I recently chopped, and I was hoping it will branch out, but it didn't. But nonetheless, there we go. That's what we've got. You never know when you cut a plant to encourage branching. The truth is, you never know what's going to happen, really, to be honest. But it looks beautiful. I'm not complaining. And then obviously next to it, I've got this peace lily, and above that, I've got this heart-shaped leaf, and obviously your Hoya canosa, and up there is my philodendron siloam. I think this is a small leaf variety. No, I think this is Kanadu. Yeah, this is Kanadu. This is Kanadu, and it's loving it up there. And hanging by my shower is this philodendron Brazil, which is enjoying life. No issues, no complaints at all. It's just continuing to grow. Obviously, it's loving the moist and the light. I've got 2 windows in here, so it gets very bright in here and nice and warm. And obviously, with all the showers and everything, there's no issues. And the last plant in my bathroom, it is this calathea. Yeah, that's the last plant in my bathroom. And that's it. From my bathroom coming into my bedroom, yeah, these are the plants I have in my bedroom. If you remember, well, I did a video where I took a whole lot of plants off the windows because I felt like they were blocking so much light from coming in, and I'm glad I did that. But let's start here. This is my makeup table, and above it I've got this beautiful beautiful marble queen, and on the other side is golden pothos, and obviously then I've got this wonderful bamboo palm. I got this from my sister-in-law, and right on the other side of my makeup table I've got this beautiful what do you call it, anthurium. Look at those flowers. And above, like on this TV stand, above it I've got this 2 Boston fans from the mother Boston fan, which are divided into 3. So the 2 of them are up here in my room and are doing well. I was concerned about them if they will actually do well, but they're fine. And I've got this philodendron siloam, and then Rojo Congo, and obviously Hoya canosa, which is trailing so nicely on my on this closet. And then I've got your heart-shaped leaf, and obviously right here by my TV I've got this Chinese evergreen. And then on this nook, this is my reading nook or relaxing nook, whichever way you want to look at it. I love this area. You know, when I just want to be quiet on my own, I come and hide here. And here I've got my alocasia, which is doing absolutely well, is doing amazingly well. And then I've got this rubber plant. I planted it together with I actually put all the cuttings in with the mother plant, and they took well. Actually, they took so well. So yeah, I can't wait for them to grow tall. And then next to it I've got this beautiful philodendron. This is imperial green, I believe. And obviously above my chair here I've got this propagation wall with all different cuttings, anthuriums, monsteras, and scindapsus, and you know, all of that, golden pothos, peace lilies. You know, above it is another golden pothos and obviously your peace lily, you know, and below it is this family of blue star fern. I call it that, don't know quite the name, but it's a different variety. You can see the color is different. And obviously on my windows I've got my Brazils, which are doing absolutely amazing. Probably need to water them. And on the windowsill, really all I've got here is tiny little plants which are doing well, and I'm enjoying them. I started them off as propagations, and they've taken off so well. No issues at all. No issues at all. So yeah, that's what I've got happening here. And if you look on the other side of the wall, is another golden pothos, and there's your Brazil, which is going all the way down, and another water propagation. That plant is sitting in water, and this one is your Mycans, which is going all the way down. Trust me when I say all the way down. And then And then on this side of my wall, I've got this is wax ivy. Yeah, this is wax ivy, and I love this plant. It's very old. I've had it for years. Almost lost it to spider plant. What was it? I almost lost it to this common one, mealybugs. Managed to save it. And another propagation of mine. This is propagation of but I love it. It's just art. I see this art. And this one is just your Brazil, which is also growing so well. And then I've got this big peace lily, which is, you know, yeah, filling up this corner beautifully. And on my side of the table, I've got this beautiful calathea. Yeah, and that's it. Alrighty, I am done. That's my full houseplant tour. I'm glad I did it, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, just never had time to do it. And every time I thought I had time, they actually didn't quite work out as I would have liked for it to work out. But I'm glad I did this. As you can see, this is the next day. I wasn't able to finish filming yesterday because I had to take my son to cricket practice, and from there we went to church for a prayer service, and we came back late. So yeah, and I decided I'll finish it up this morning. And I'm glad I did. I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a long video, and if you've made it this far, really appreciate it. I tried to make it not so long. I tried to really for it not to be way too long, so I didn't focus on each and every plant. I'm sure you saw I was actually just trying to rush through it, and the idea was to keep the video short. The way I look at it when it comes to houseplant tours, really for me, I don't know about others, is really just to showcase the plants I have around my house, to show you the plants I have around my house, where I put them, how they look, and how they're doing. Not much to speak in detail concerning each plant, but it's really just to give you a good I like a full tour around my house, just to showcase the plants I have, the collection I have, and I want to believe I did that. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to your comments. I look forward to your comments, and yeah, that's it from me for today. It was fun, and I'm glad I did it, and I'll definitely make sure a year doesn't pass or 6 months doesn't pass without me doing one again. I think quarterly might be a great idea, to do it quarterly. Yeah, because things change and things moves and things die and new plants are brought in, and things grow and mature. And that's what I like about houseplant tours. You get to see how plants are doing, and yeah, in one's care or one's collection. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have yourself a beautiful day. Bye.